how's everyone doing? I'm Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. So what I want to get into today is regarding coordination. And I want to talk about how I don't think a lot of people realize how coordinated they are. And if you've ever watched any of my previous videos, I'm kind of always talking about people not realizing how strong they really are or all the potential they really have when it comes to fitness. And that could go for playing any type of sport or doing anything physical whatsoever. I think a lot of people don't realize their full potential. I also think this with building up coordination. And what I talk about as well in a lot of my videos is a lot of us who aren't successful, say, at working out or doing things physical, regardless what's the sport, I think what they don't realize is, one was what they were doing in their past, which could be their, like when they were kids in grade school, middle school, high school, they may have tried out for certain types of sports. It could be basketball, baseball, football, soccer, hockey, whatever the case may be, and they weren't successful. They would try out for certain teams. They just did not have the coordination. They may have not had the strength at that point in time. They may not have even the mindset. So I'm gonna go back to when I was younger, when I first started playing sports, to just kind of give you an idea of what I went through. So I have a family of Italian background, so a lot of them like soccer. I also had some Greeks in my family as well, so I started playing soccer along with, because my mother loved football and my family as well, along with myself, I started playing Pop Warner football. Back then it wasn't called Pop Warner, but I was basically playing two sports, soccer and football. And what I realized was, one, I was very fortunate. My parents, both of them, have incredible genetics, and I was very coordinated in a lot of things. The problem with me was I was very small. So I think a lot of people overlooked my coordination because I was always the smallest guy in the team. But even while playing football, I played middle linebacker, I was playing running back, and then soccer, I was playing many different positions. From where I started, and then by the time I was in high school, my level excelled, right? And that goes for also, I started to play a lot of other sports. I started to play basketball, baseball, tennis, racquetball, swimming, all these different types of things. I was playing all these different types of sports, which each one of them, I had to build kind of a different coordination. Now that didn't mean when I first started that I was that good at it. Especially when you're playing certain things, like when you first start playing basketball, hypothetically, or you're playing baseball. Yeah, I could throw a ball and catch a ball, but the coordination to really hit a ball that's coming at you very quickly, or the coordination too when you're playing basketball, just doing a lot of things at once, if that makes sense. Besides, just offense, then you have defense. There's a lot to, obviously, a lot of different sports and building up that coordination. And I used to have a lot of friends that would excel in some sports and not in others, right? But I think they had a lot of times the potential to excel in whatever sport they wanted. You just had to put more time and effort into it. And I think that's what people don't realize when it comes to working out. Hold on, let me get some water. Is a lot of times you may not be that coordinated at doing something. It may take some time to create that skill, but don't give up on it. All right, I'm telling you, it may take, some people are just very coordinated. They're very athletic. They go to do something. You may have those friends that could just kick it in the ass and they could do it all. Then you have other friends, or it may be you, that it just takes longer. But I'm telling you, you can create those skills. It just takes time. I'm gonna go back to my ex-wife, actually, and here's the other thing regarding coordination. A lot of times people think that you have to be a certain way to be coordinated at whatever you're doing. A lot of people are unorthodox. That's okay. And what I was gonna say about my ex-wife is, she was able to throw a football 40 yards. I know that sounds kind of crazy. It's unbelievable. And what she used to do was she threw the ball different than anybody I've ever seen. She created her own way on how to move her body. I kind of called it the windmill. She cocked her arm back and would launch it. And again, it may have not looked the best, but she was very accurate with a football or a baseball, and she could throw very far, which was crazy in itself. But she developed that skill. So what I'm here to tell you is, if you're working out at a gym or playing any type of sports, you may not feel, or you may not be that coordinated when you begin. But I can guarantee you, if you start to learn and pay attention to what you're doing, and it takes time, you will develop the coordination to excel in a lot of things you may have not thought you could excel in. And that goes for weightlifting, that goes for, I don't care if it's yoga again, I don't care what sport it is. Again, a lot of people don't take the time to really find their strengths and build that coordination. It's not only physical, it's mental. And it's able to like really focus in and say, what am I doing wrong? And how can I improve continuously? It's not just about, like I tell people when it comes to working out, it's not about the week or the month, it's in the years, okay? And here's the other thing too. Say you are going to do certain things and you just can't find yourself, excelling in that. You're not coordinating it. Move on to something else. There's tons of different sports. There's tons of different physical activities you could do. It's just unbelievable. So just focus in and say, you know what? Let me try many different things. I always tell people, well, even in the gym working out, try different stuff on the off days. If you have kids, try whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? If you're in a gym, you're doing weights, try yoga on your off day. I don't care if it's Pilates, go hiking. You may want to run. I have a buddy that's a professional fencer. There's all these different types of things you can learn, and you can find something to excel in when it comes to physical fitness. I promise you that. You just have to find it. You also have to love what you do or take a major interest in it, okay? And just because you're getting older, don't think you can't do a lot of things. You can do it, all right? It just takes time to do it. And please don't give up on yourself, especially when it comes to coordination. Just take your time, don't get frustrated, and slowly but surely develop the skills that is needed to really get the best results. It's like when you first go to a job or when you're doing things, look after you've been there 2-3 years and you look back at how you were in your past, same type of situation is going to happen when you start working out or start building up that coordination to build up, to do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you get a chance, you might want to check out my podcast, The Rich Celenza Show. WTF are you talking about? I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you get a chance, subscribe, and please never give up on yourself. And even if you've quit off and on, that's all right. Get your ass back in the game. It's never too late to begin again. All right? All right. Take care.